Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm just going to be showing you guys how I got this hair from this Barbie blonde to a cute chocolatey root and a nice tone sandy blonde towards the bottom. So as you guys can see, starting off, I am going to be using the Got To Be Glue Free Spray, and I'm basically going to be spraying that all along the lace. Basically, this is going to act as a barrier to help the hair dye not bleed through to the knots, because we don't want the knots to be unbleached. Like the bleaching's already done, so you don't want to have to redo that whole thing all over again. Also, all the products that I'm using in today's video, I will be linking down below for you guys and where I bought them. I basically bought everything off of Amazon because, again, this whole virus situation that's going on, so I basically ordered everything off of Amazon. So I'm basically just going to be following the steps with the L'Oreal hair dye, shaking everything together, making sure everything is nice and blended together, basically, if that makes sense. But instead of using the actual applicator, I'm just going to be using a bowl. And then, as you guys can see, I'm basically just trying my hardest to section off the hair and kind of where I want the brown roots to be. It was a little tricky because I think I did go a bit overboard with the Got To Be Glue Free Spray, so that's why the hair looks kind of wonky. But towards the end, it works out, so trust me, it's going to be looking good. So as you guys can see, I'm basically going section by section and kind of just taking my time and applying the hair dye. I don't want it to look crazy because, again, it is a darker color, so I'm basically just trying to take my time with everything. Also, a quick disclaimer, I am no way, shape, or form a licensed cosmetologist, so this is my very first time dyeing hair ever. So basically, like, if you see me making mistakes, hey, you live and learn. Also, big shout out to Sam Iam. I will be leaving a link to her video, and she's basically the person that I got this idea from. And basically, I watched her video and basically went by the steps by how she did it. And I'm just so grateful that she uploaded that video because it definitely helped me achieve the look that I wanted. So as you guys can see, this is what the roots are looking like right now because the color was on for a little bit. And in the next clip, you guys are just going to see how it looks once I wash it out. So as you guys can see, a nice chocolatey type brown. The lighting makes it look a little bit wonky, but it basically turned out the color that I want it to be. So as you guys can see now, I'm basically just sectioning off the rest of the hair, and I'm basically going to be mixing. So with the Wella Color Charm, it's going to be 2 parts developer and 1 part hair dye. I did use about 1.5 bottles of this. I will say that I honestly thought I was doing something wrong, considering the fact that Sam Iam in her video, I think she said she used 3 bottles, but I only used 1.5. So I'm not sure if I was doing it right, but everything turned out good. So as you guys can see, honestly, I was like half doing the brush method and then half just literally just globbing some on my hand and just running my hands through it at this point. Honestly, now I understand why people be charging so much at hair salons to dye hair, because it definitely is a process. So I'm basically just going through strand by strand, just making sure I get everything covered. I actually even ended up putting a bit extra on just because I'm like, yo, like, I wasn't really using all the Wella Charm like I thought I was gonna have to. So I even actually went in like twice, I think, to kind of just make sure that everything was coated and none of that Barbie blonde was peeking through. So as you guys can see, this is what it looks like once it is washed. So my hair is still fairly wet right now. And I didn't show you guys me doing my like flat iron and stuff like that off. I did that off camera because, I mean, you guys don't really need to see me, you know, straightening my hair and whatnot. So here comes the application. So basically what I always tend to do, I actually did do a more detailed video on how I did this. Actually, like 2 videos ago, and then also like a couple months ago. I basically do the exact same process. I do the ball cap method, cut 2 holes where my ears are, and then I use the Ghost Bond glue to basically lay that across my forehead, making sure that none of my real hair is getting touched, as you guys can see. You know what? God made me with a 5 head or a 6 head for a reason, and I feel like that is so I can be rocking my wigs and my forehead don't be looking dumb small. Like, y'all see all that extra forehead space your girl got, so I'm happy about that. So that's good. But yeah, you never want to put the glue directly on your hairline unless you're going to tear up your edges, and that's an absolute no-no. So I'm going to be going in with the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, and I'm going to be using the shade 410. Now, granted, I feel as though so far this is like the best match per se when it comes to my skin, because when it comes to my foundation, I use my foundation to match my neck and not technically my face. So this pretty much works pretty good for me when I do the ball cap method. And as you guys can see now, I'm basically working section by section. I believe I did 5 sections this time. Honestly, it depends on how much of a rush I'm in and stuff like that, but I usually either do 5 or 3 sections depending on how everything goes. And for each section, I'm actually doing 2 layers. So as you guys can see, after the second layer is done, I'm basically just laying everything down, making sure it's flat. And I'm just basically gonna be using these mini butterfly clips. I think they're butterfly clips, but then again, they're not. But you guys basically know what I'm talking about. So I'm basically working side to side to kind of help speed up the process. Fun fact, I was actually filming this in the morning before I went to work, so I really didn't have too much time to do a lot of tweaking to it. And I'm basically just using that rat tail comb to kind of help pat everything down. I usually go between using the comb and then also like my nail fingertips to do that. And then of course I'm just going to be working on my sideburns last, because those tend to be the most stubborn. So you want to definitely make sure that your ears are placed correctly, and like the ear tabs, and like it's not, you know, rubbing up against your ear or nothing like that. And then I'm basically just going back into any sections that aren't 100% laid down. And again, when I do my lace wigs, I'm not trying to spend a whole hour, 2 hours doing this. So I do like to do a lot of multitasking when it comes to me laying down my lace. And then as you guys can see with the part, some of that Barbie blonde is still peeking through, because again, I was too scared to get too close to the knots, so I wasn't trying to have them unbleached. But you guys are gonna see in a second how I did fix it. It was kind of the getaway to be honest, but again, I had to go to work in a few minutes, so I didn't really have time to stop at the store and buy different products. But definitely I will be getting like a root touch-up spray to kind of help with that. But as you guys can see, I'm basically just going in with my electric hot comb, and I'm basically just making sure everything is flattened down. Next, I'm going to be using some Suave Max Hold Mousse, and I'm basically just going to use that along the hairline to make everything look all nice and pretty and organized. My camera actually cut off when I first put it on, so that's why you guys are seeing like a mini clip like that basically. So then I'm going to be tying my hair down with a scarf, and I'm basically just going to let that sit for like 5 or so minutes while I finish doing the rest of my hair. So then for the part, I'm just going to be using some CoverGirl True Blend concealer, and I'm basically just going to put that on the part to kind of help define it and also get rid of some of that Barbie blonde that's peeking through. And I'm basically just gonna go over with my flat iron on, I think it was at 450 degrees. I like it at 450. I've actually just recently picked up this flat iron. I think it was like $30 at Walmart. So I'll definitely leave a link down below to that as well if you guys are interested in purchasing. And basically this is what the hairline is looking like. It's not 100% perfect, I know, but oh well. So now to help cover up those Barbie blonde roots that are still peeking in, I'm actually going to be going in with the LA Colors brow tint. And yeah, again, real ghetto with it, but it still turned out pretty good. I will definitely be going in and getting some root touch-up spray to kind of help with that. So as you guys can see, this is the completed look basically when it comes to my hair. I did just get done shooting a video on how I achieved this makeup look. Honest to goodness, I don't know if this video is gonna go up first or me completing this makeup look is gonna go up first. But of course, I'll definitely link both the videos, like both the description boxes, once both of them are up if you guys are curious. But on to the hair. So I do also want to do a disclaimer. I am in no way, shape, or form, I'm not a licensed beautician, I'm not a licensed cosmetologist, nothing like that. Basically what I did was I went on YouTube, looked up some videos, happened to find a video that I really loved, and ended up subscribing to Miss Sam Iam because that girl is the GOAT. I don't understand why she don't got more subscribers. Basically what I did was I basically just went in and did almost everything that she did. I basically got all the products that she mentioned in her video minus the brown hair dye. I did get different hair dye for the roots, so that's why the roots might look slightly different than her video. I did basically follow everything that she did verbatim. I am extremely proud of myself considering the fact that this is my first time ever trying to dye hair in general. Like I've never, my natural hair, wigs, someone else's hair, like none of that. This is my first time trying to dye anything in general, and I feel like I did do a really good job. The hair isn't shedding like crazy. I will say the hair is basically shedding the way it usually does before I even did anything to it, to be honest. So that's really good. Again, I did mention all the products I used earlier. So honestly, I do love the fact how everything turned out. I am very proud of myself, and hopefully you guys like it too. Definitely this is gonna be like one of my go-to summer wigs, I will say that for sure. Again, I haven't really been that big on baby hairs lately, to be completely honest, because I feel like I'm getting better at doing baby hairs, but I feel like at least for me they only look nice for like 2 days before it just looks like your lace frontal's balding. At least in my opinion, like I feel like my lace frontals look like they're balding and I have to take them out a bit quicker just because they don't look, the wig just doesn't look as bomb as it first did when I first installed it. So that's why I've kind of been like anti baby hairs right now, especially because of the fact that it's gotten so hot so quick in PA. Like y'all, like I was over here sweating bullets by the time I got done grocery shopping. And mind you, y'all know Giant, right, Weiss, Redner's, all them places be dumb cold. Like nah, I was sweating bullets by the time I actually got home because it was that hot outside. So I'm not a big fan of baby hairs right now. I'm sorry if you guys wanted me to put baby hairs in this wig. That's not really my gig right now. I apologize. But again, it wasn't that hard for me to install the hair considering the fact that I already wore this hair twice before I even dyed it, so it was already customized. But again, I am happy with the way that everything turned out. I love the, I wouldn't say they're like chocolate brown, but they're maybe like a shade lighter than like a chocolate brown. But I do love how everything came out. Now granted, again, if you want to, I feel as though, again, I literally did everything verbatim. Like you guys basically saw the majority of everything I did on camera. Of course I did skip around quite a bit just because it did take a while for me to go through the hair and basically go through all the section I needed to go through. But basically that's everything I did to achieve this color that I got right here, and I'm very happy about that. I will say as well, the color charm, that's supposedly apparently that's only for like licensed beauticians to be able to use, but I was able to still buy it off of Amazon. So, but I will say with that, those bottles, for some odd freaking reason, those bottles were so hard to open. I'm just like, what the heck? So that's why I feel like throughout the hair you really can't notice, thank God. But throughout the hair there's some places that are slightly more toned than others, just because I only opened up one bottle at a time, and I did use, I would say, like 1.5 bottles. Y'all definitely wear gloves. Oh my gosh, when I was doing the toner and whatnot, a little bit of the toner got on my finger like after I took my gloves off, like when I was trying to clean stuff up, and like my finger started burning a little bit. So I'm just like, so definitely when you use the toner and you're messing around with the toner and whatnot, make sure you're wearing gloves. To please be safe, don't hurt yourself, wear your gloves. 1000% wear your gloves. But yeah, the hair's still really soft, the hair still took to color really well. I definitely will be doing a more in-depth wig update for you guys on the Tinashe hair wig as well. It's just I was gonna do it now, but it is kind of late and like my mind is kind of all over the place, as you guys can see that I'm rambling like crazy. So I wanted to actually do like a more like in-depth review for you guys for that wig. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said before, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl down below if you like the content. I've been being more consistent and I'm proud of myself. And yeah, everything kind of just came together. And you know what, it's like one thing after another is just happening to your girl in a good way. So I'm happy, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep riding on these blessings and just keep going forward and see what happens. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day or evening or whatever time you happen to be watching this, and I will definitely see you guys in my next one.